Hey guys, so for the last many months, probably 6 months or so, my wife and I have had a little bit of a problem with her RAV4, and it's nothing catastrophic. It's just been a real thorn in our side, a real pain that we've just kind of dealt with because the dealers here in New York, well, there's one local dealer that we've been going through for everything, and they haven't been able to figure it out. And we've been also working with and talking to the regional tech that comes out of New Jersey, and so far we haven't been able to fix it. So the problem, what's actually giving us the issue, is that the car does. This is really odd, and I haven't heard of it from any other RAV4 owners, but the car doesn't like to charge on 110 while it's cold. So that's the major issue. If it's warm, it'll charge on 110 or 220, 240 just fine. And yeah, it works great. And it normally drives, the check EV light is on. And lately we've noticed, which I don't know is new or not, but it won't go into sport mode. It just won't allow it. It says sport mode unavailable. So I'm not sure if that's a new thing or if it's something we're just now noticing. I'm out here checking it out because I've been working with the dealer and the regional tech, and luckily they're pretty cool with working on my cars. They're pretty nice. They've been almost non-existent for help. Like they haven't done anything really to help me, but they are pretty lenient on working with me on stuff. So for example, right now I have, you can see in the background, I have my parts RAV4. I told them that I have multiple RAV4s and that I'd be willing to take a part off that car and give to them to install onto this car so we could hopefully find a solution to this little issue. And they were okay with it. So I pulled the part off that they suggested that I pull off 2 days ago. And I called them up today and said, hey, I have the part in hand. I want to make an appointment so you guys can install it. And they said, well, why don't you just do it yourself and let us know what happens, which is kind of a dick move. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't really too thrilled with that answer. And luckily, it was something that was pretty easy. And I'll explain what in a minute. Otherwise, I would have been like, no, you guys can install this. I have a warranty. You need to take care of this. So what it is a thermal control. Oh shoot, what was it? It was a Tesla part, a Tesla thermal controller. I'll show it to you here when I get it out over here. So I pulled that part out and I was gonna bring it to them to have them put it in. Instead, I'm gonna do it right now and see if that solves my problem. But again, really the only issue is that no matter which OEM charger I use from any of the cars that I've purchased, none of them work, so it's not the charger. I've used different plugs, it's not the plug. It's just when it's cold, the car will not charge on 110. The other issue is, actually, now that I remember, is that the car has a phantom 12-volt drain that I don't know what's going on. So pretty much every night I have to put on a 12-volt trickle charger on the battery under the hood. And it's just been a huge pain in the ass. It's been going on all winter long, and it really has driven me nuts because I'll be ready for bed and remembering, oh yeah, I didn't plug in the charger. So I had to run out and plug it in. It's just been a huge pain in the butt. So I'm looking forward to hopefully that being over. Hopefully it now is over. We'll see. I should probably give you a little more history on the car briefly. Her specific car is, let's actually look. Her car is VIN number 1029. So it's actually one of the earliest RAV4s ever made, RAV4 EVs. This one possibly is the first blue one ever made, which is pretty cool. I have a little spreadsheet for RAV4 owners to participate in, and they just mark the car that they have. They log information and data from their car and their experience with that car, and so far there has not been a blue one that has been recorded earlier than this one. It's could be that it's the first blue one ever made. It's that would be kind of cool. I like rare things, and that'd be neat. But there could be one before it. But either way, I'm saying that it's an early version, and we've had remarkably few problems. Like really nothing. It's the motor's never been replaced, charger's never been replaced. Man, knock on some wood quick, but nothing's been replaced. It's been a solid, great car. It only has, I think, maybe 40,000 miles on it, something like that. It's been wonderful. Aside from this one annoying issue that hopefully we will solve. It's never been anything that has hindered us from driving the car, except for when it's sitting at a dealer for a week while they wait for the tech from New Jersey to come up. But aside from that, it's never been anything catastrophic, which I guess is my point. So I'll cut it here. I'm going to pull out the panel here and show you what's going on. Okay, I'm going for the Tesla thermal controller, the thermal ECU, and it is behind this panel here. It's pretty easy to get to. You just a few screws. They're all right down in there. Yeah, you can see my big feet print. So I was standing in here getting everything out, but I just got to it, and it is right in there on the left side. So I don't want to pull this plastic too hard, but I should be able to easily get in there and get to it. So here are the two units back to back, right next to each other. This is the one out of my wife's vehicle, and this is the one out of my parts vehicle. Let's see what the differences are. So right off the bat, you can see the sticker is definitely different. This one has a little yellow spot there. As I said earlier, my wife's vehicle is one of the earliest cars you could have possibly gotten. But let's see. The number 56. Yeah, the numbers actually are exactly the same. Well, I assume that number is maybe a serial number, because that number is different. What about these? Part number is exactly the same. They change it from thermal ECU to thermal controller. Interesting, but otherwise they look the same. But yeah, I'll put the new one in, the new used one in, and see what happens. Okay, moment of truth. I have the new part in, and the battery was disconnected for about 10 minutes. When I talked to the guys at the dealer, they told me this was a code that was not going to be, what do they call them? Just like a hard code where it requires a trip to the dealer to reset. And they told me it was not a part that needed to be reprogrammed for the car or anything. So if it's going to work, it's in there and the car is just going to turn on. I just reconnected the battery, like I said, after 10 minutes, maybe it was 15, and hopefully the car has been reset and it'll work finally. Well, not good at all. I just came in here and started the car, and it is not doing anything. Like, it actually, the contactors click on and off, and check EV system light is still on, and the car won't even go into ready mode. So that's really bad. That's worse than before, because at least before we could actually drive the car. This is pretty not good. Before I started the car, I actually did cycle the car on and off 5 times, which is kind of our little silver bullet that we have with these Rav4s, that if you do that, if it's a soft code, it'll clear the code and you can continue on and go for a drive. And that didn't even work. So not good at all. Not good news. So I don't know what exactly I'm going to do. I guess the first step would be to put the original one back in to see if I can get the car to drive again. because right now, like I said, it won't even go into ready mode. You can hear the contactors. But if I put the first one back in, maybe we can make it drivable again, and then I'll call the dealer. Yeah, that'd be really bad if something just happened and now we can't even drive the car. But yeah, let me go do that, and I'll see what happens. Okay, I just disconnected the 12-volt battery and reconnected it. I didn't let it sit as long as last time because I'm really eager to know what is about to happen right now. If you've ever disconnected a battery in a RAV4, it always starts off with low. That's what you see. This battery is almost full. I think we had 9 out of 10 blips on that little dashes on that little guessometer. So I don't know what is going to happen just now, but I'm going to put the foot on the brake and hit the power button and see what happens. Always also the display here. This goes through checking maps. So anytime you disconnect the battery for more than like 5 minutes, maybe less, I don't know, I've just done it for 5 minutes or so, it'll do that. And also the ready light does not come on. So far this is still normal. My foot is still on the brake. Hit the power button and it turns on. But I still have a check EV system. So very interesting that it is not working. So the car will drive now. It isn't ready. I can put it in drive. Yes. So that's good. But it still does not take away the check EV system. And I'll show you sport mode. That's the message I get when we put it into sport mode. And again, I don't know if that's new or not because we don't use it too often. We just noticed it recently. All right, not a happy ending. Not sure why this is happening. But luckily, we can still drive the car, and it's not the end of the world. The dealer has assured me that driving with the check EV system on, in this case, is not detrimental to the car or the battery. The code they told me was that the heater had gone bad. That is the Tesla battery heater. But I did some testing. I do have some access to the CAN data, thanks to a couple friends through the Rav4 group. The Tesla battery was actually being heated. So it was actually working. So the Tesla battery heater shouldn't be the issue, even though that's the code that was thrown. We discovered that a few months ago, and only now, because I have the Rav4 parts car, are we able to take some of these parts off and try them in this car. It sucks that I have to do that and I have to offer that to the dealer, but it is kind of a rare car, and it is, or can be, hard getting parts from Tesla. So I offered that in the interest to hopefully get this car fixed quicker. And if they're just slapping in parts left and right, it's also going to affect my warranty, because I'm pretty sure there's like a ceiling cap of how much money that they will spend on a vehicle before they just deny warranty claims. So if I can help them by figuring out what's going on and supplying parts or doing things like this, I'm all for it. Like, I really want the warranty around just in case. And this is really no big deal. I mean, swapping these two parts really wasn't hard at all. And if it helps us in the long run, cool. Man, I really don't have an happy ending for this. My car is still broken, but at least it drives. Anyways, thanks for watching. But also, I am extremely close to 1,000 subscribers and my giveaway of my spot welder. So if you are interested in a spot welder, even if you aren't interested in a spot welder, you should subscribe. But if you are interested in the spot welder, then you should make a comment on the video link that I'll post below, which is my spot welder review, and watch that video. If you still want the spot welder after my scathing review of the spot welder, then I will send it to you for free as long as you pay for shipping. Well, technically, I guess it's not for free, but I will give you my spot welder as long as you pay me to ship it to you. How's that? There'll probably be some more giveaways too, because I have some other stuff that I'm not really using, and I'd be happy to give that to you guys as well. Thanks a lot for watching. I've made this way too long already, but I hope this helps somebody, and I guess I will see you on the next one.